Yep, 2090's plugged in. Got the heater ready. I still got number 30 oil in the oil pan, so I'm hoping to do a changeover once I finish today's job. Put in some good old number 10, which is what I happen to have in the shed. I wasn't going to start it today, but I'm in need of a rescue. You see over there in the distance behind the trees, the John Deere 2140 and snowblower. I got about 5 minutes out of the Quonset here after a half an hour prying a frozen door open, and the engine suddenly stalled for no apparent reason, and of course refuses to restart. So that's going to be a tow job, because it's sitting out there in the wind for an hour. There's not even a hope, if everything was working perfect, of starting it, because we're just above the 0 Fahrenheit mark here today, which is an improvement over what we've had. Not a whole lot of wind, which is why I thought it'd be a good chance to blow some snow. Keep my driveway open. Visibility is terrible. I was already into the ditch there in the first 5 minutes, but anyway, these are my plans. Get the old 2090 and the 8-foot blade going, and probably gonna plow a trail across the field in a southeasterly direction, which I've done before. I'm hoping the snow isn't too terrible deep out there, but I guess we're gonna find out. Gonna give that 2090 a few hours to warm up. Try it this afternoon. I'm beginning to miss my old truck shot 40 on the snowblower. We'll see what turns out to be wrong with the John Deere. If it's something I can repair, okay, but if it's a major malfunction, then it's going to get sidelined and drag the old 40 out. Oh well, to be continued. Okay, we're about 3 hours on the block heater and about a half hour on that space heater on the oil pan, so hopefully it'll thin out the number 30 oil in there a little bit. You know, it feels warmer in here. Okay. Well, we got a pretty good clearing in front of the Quonset now, so I am going to try a quick run through the field. Maybe try 3 high, should handle it. Hard to say, it's pretty deep snow out here, and fairly hard too. Yeah, it's pushing me sideways. Gonna have to get straightened out here a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. Heavy going on the uphill side. usually leave the blade in float, but it's a little too heavy going, so I got it lifted just a shade off the ground for the first pass here. We'll see how it goes. Be a straight trail. I'm trying to follow the higher ground. Some of these low spots are pretty deep, and pretty deep right out here in the wide open spaces. Going to be some work to make that wider, and maybe I'll get back in the driveway. Okay, I made a crude double pass here. Now I'm going to get up into the big wheels and see if I can wing it out a little bit, because it's so deep that at low speed it just falls back in over the blade. Oh, we're going to power out. Maybe not. No, we're good. Alright. It is deep. This is canola stubble, and it was cut pretty high as I have to, and of course it filled up to the full depth with snow, so there's got to be at least 1.5 foot of snow a lot of places here, maybe more. Oh, we're powering out here. Here's a bad spot here. It was really deep. Raise the blade a little. I'm going to have to leave a little snow on the bottom here. Clean it up later. A little bit of wheel spin here is the only thing keeping my power up. Well, it's certainly going to warm up that number 30 oil. Well, let's see what this does. Yeah, it's gonna steer into that snowbank, maybe. A little shorter than I'd like. trap is 30 feet long, which is overkill. Just take it slow and maybe we'll be okay. I can always drop the blower if I have to. Okay, we're parked close enough to the shed to plug in and hook up the battery booster. Maybe after a little while of warming, I will give it another try. The temperature's dropping, so that's not going to help. I'd like to get it indoors, but... Okay, getting on for supper time. Might as well test out the trail. Update on the John Deere. I did have it plugged in there for I guess about an hour and a half or so by the Quonset. Put the battery booster on and I worked that little primer pump down on the left or right hand side of the engine. I guess it's the lift pump for the injector pump. And after that, when I cranked it, it seemed to fire a little bit, so worked that little lever a little more. It doesn't seem to have much action, but well, that's narrow. The next try, it fired up and ran, so I was able to drive it into, oh, that's a little deep here. I was able to get it into the shed, and that's a big step forward there. So I'm a little suspicious maybe that lift pump is a problem, because if memory serves me, I had a similar problem last spring out in the pasture. It just solved for no apparent reason. After a few hours, I forget what we did, if anything, to that little pump. And anyway, it fired up, and it's been running all last summer and fall and through harvest and whatnot, and no problem until today. Anyway, I better concentrate on what I'm doing here if I come to the narrows. Boy, if it ever blows, this will fill in no time. But I'm out of here today. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you later on the Rooski 6 channel.